Hi, my name is Diane McCrudden. I'm really happy to introduce to you the newly designed student user interface for Focus 2 Career, our career, major, and education planning system. As always, Focus 2 is customized with your college's majors. It is easy to use, and we are currently reaching over 5 million students per year. Our bold new design is responsive, meaning that it works on all devices like iPhones, Droids, tablets, and computers. We have enhanced the functionality of Focus 2 and we have added some awesome new features, which I will point out during this tour. Most important, we have kept the proper career decision-making model within the Focus 2 system, beginning with career planning readiness, working through valid self-assessments, career and major exploration, action planning, and finally decision-making. So let's go ahead and take a tour of the new Focus 2 student user interface. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the new Focus 2 student user interface, a bold, progressive new look, still providing accurate, valid results. This is the dashboard, or also called the home page, where students will be working off of. They'll begin with my career planning readiness and my academic strengths, moving into our 5 valid self-assessments, plus the ability to combine assessment results. Exploring the possibilities, which is more like a la carte searching. What can I do with a major that's offered at your college? Looking at any occupation or any major, even comparing occupations side by side. Our action plan, which has been redone, which includes a breakdown of my education and my career development plans. All of the student results are going to be put into this bottom section of my saved occupations, my saved majors, and the ability to review and print the students' results. The last section here is recommended tools and websites, and that is where you have the ability to add website links and resources of your choice for your students to go to. As I mentioned earlier, the system is completely responsive, so what that means is it works on all devices. So on any iPhone, any Droids, any tablets, and it will look like this. There's no need to download any apps. It just adjusts to fit the device that the student is using, and it looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring you in and look at the tools that are within the new designed Focus program. This account that I'm showing you has been used already, so what that means is that the answers are pre-existing. But once a student has used a section, they have the ability to start over, so it will erase all of their answers, review what they've done and make changes to their answers, or go directly to their results. Keep in mind also that students have the ability to move around freely throughout the website, throughout the dashboard, to use any tool that they wish in any order. It is designed, though, with this proper process of career planning in mind, starting out with career planning readiness and academic strengths. So my career planning readiness, this is what it looks like, and this is what most of the assessments, the flow of them looks like. We always have information about what this particular tool will do, and then the students will go through and identify and answer these questions. You can see if I come in here, I can change any answers. And there's also the progress bar at the top so that the student is well informed of how far they have progressed within each assessment. Here are their results for career planning readiness with a description about what that means. My academic strengths. This is a great tool to help the student think about what subject areas they do better in than others. They'll go through and identify whether they have never taken this subject all the way up to I do very well. And then they'll see a report of what that actually means and categorize it into each one of those categories. The self-assessments, we have 5 different self-assessments for the students to explore and discover majors and occupations that match their personal attributes. The work interest assessment, as before, consists of 36 questions. They'll go through and answer on a 5-point aggregate scale how they feel that they would enjoy these different work scenarios. And once the student finishes that, they will see a description of their work interest areas. As you also know it, their Holland code, and we describe to them what their Holland code means. Next, they're brought to their results. So these are going to be the occupations matching the student's Holland code. And this particular student being a realistic, R, I investigative, C conventional. Now the student has the ability to sort and refine their assessment results. So now I'm just saying, let's just look at occupations requiring a bachelor degree. And I can also sort by alphabetically, job family, green jobs, bright outlook, salary, and saved occupations. I'm going to go ahead and put it into job family, which is a new feature in the Focus program. So now what we're seeing are those occupations that match the student's Holland code but are all related to a certain industry group. So here's the title of the occupation, the job family that it is within, and if I scroll down you can see it brings up other ones. The national median average salary, and supporting majors and programs that are offered at your college. That's what these titles are here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the airport design engineer. And we first begin by presenting the student with some information about the occupation, and then they can scroll down to learn about the job tasks. We compare the student's Holland code to a typical person in this field. We identify the skills, the typical work values, working conditions, education requirements, so these top two are going to be your majors, and then other common major areas of study. We go into the outlook, the earnings, and links to professional associations. Let me show you how saving majors works. So if they come in and they want to save some majors that you offer at your college, this one is already saved, but if I just go ahead and click on it, the student, you can see, can write in comments and give it a 1, 2, or 3 thumbs up rating. So the process of making some decisions is taking place. I saved this major and it's now bookmarked and saved in my listing of saved majors. I could have then gone back to look at any other occupation, but I'll show you some other results in some other assessments. The values assessment works like this, where the student will go through and pick up to 3 values. So I can come in and change this. So I'm just going to pick high income, influential, and like to have a risk-taking type occupation. I hit the continue button, and now there are occupations that match my results. So these would be the titles of the occupations and the supporting majors at my college. Now if I go ahead and click on any particular occupation, again, to bring me back to the list, I'm asked, do I want to save this particular occupation, yes or no? And if I hit yes, then I am asked the question of why do I like this occupation, identify those specific reasons, and give it a 1, 2, or 3 thumbs up. And that's the process then of saving an occupation and saving majors, as I showed you previously. The personality assessment looks like this, where the student will answer 20 questions about their personality type, and once they answer those, they'll be brought to their list of occupations matching their personality. I can go ahead and show you what that looks like. They'll see the report about their personality type, and then again, the listing of occupations matching their personality. Another cool thing that we've added is the ability for you to link to your website the major areas of study. So for example, physics, maybe you might have 2 different tracks, and so you can bring the students to your website to your track of, for this particular example, Bachelor of Science in Physics. So another way that students can just learn that much more about each one of your majors and your programs that you offer. Working through the rest of the assessments, the skills is quite similar to the values, where they will identify 3 skills that they feel that they do well in, and then they're brought to those occupations matching their skills. Finally, there's the leisure assessment. This looks identical to the work interest assessment, where they'll go ahead and answer 36 questions about their leisure interests. We have the Combine My Assessment results, which is a great way that students can take a minimum of 2 of their assessment results to combine them to look for their sort of best fit occupations, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and combine all 4. And when I do so, we'll now see the results that 4 occupations match 3 of the assessments that I've completed, and it tells me exactly which assessments they were in that matched my results. So we're really helping the student combine and narrow things down for them. Again, it's in a very clean and organized look. Explore the possibilities. What can I do with a major in that's offered at your college? What happens here is that the student can just look up any one of these majors. We suggest majors to them based on the results of their interest assessment. So if they have completed their interest assessment, we'll go ahead and suggest some majors to them. If I click on a title of a major, here are all of those occupations that I could go into if I was to major in biochemistry. The next tool is just exploring any area of study, exploring any occupation, looking by job family, comparing 2 occupations side by side. This functions really nicely where the student can look at 2 occupations and compare them side by side in a listing. The next section is our action plan, which we've redone. It's broken up into 2 sections, My Education and My Career Development. So here the students can record what sort of degrees they feel they would like to achieve. So they can write in what their major area of study is, what type of degree they plan on earning, what the institution is, and their anticipated date. They can plug into here their past, current, or future plans, and they can add as many as they'd like to. We've also added the ability for you to put website links in here to your website. So if you would like to link your students over to your majors and your programs, you can do that again. My Study Abroad, so they can record that. And again, if you want to put a link in here, it will bring them to your Study Abroad program. So the idea is that we're not only having them take action within the Focus 2 program, but also going to your website to get that information. They can write down and keep track of any awards, research, publications, or presentations and achievements that they've earned, plus campus involvement like sports and clubs and leadership, whatever that might be, just so that it's kept very nicely in an organized place for them. The next part is their career development. So here they can record their internships that they have or have had, their work experience, their volunteering and community service experiences, their network of contacts, so important names and companies and people, social networking, which is going to be like their LinkedIn accounts, maybe any professional memberships that they've joined. They can now even add any document of their choice, and we're encouraging them to add their resumes, cover letters, and any other important documents. So that's how the new action plan functions. The last section is where all of their results are kept. So their saved occupations will be saved here for the student. They can go through and make some decisions here. Perhaps they want to delete it from their list completely. Maybe they want to update it and change their comments and their rankings about it. Whoops. The next section is their saved majors, where there is again the listing of their saved majors. Now they have the ability to make a top choice. So let's select a major, and whatever they choose will become their top choice. You can see this one was saved already as their top choice, but let's say now I've changed my mind and I want biochemistry to be my top choice. So now that's at the top of the list, and they can go in and make any edits that they would like to. The last section is going to be of their results, their reports of everything that they've done. So they can select to make this their customized report, and their report is going to look like this, where it's going to have everything they've done in each one of the assessments, and then finally their saved occupations and their saved major areas of study with their top choice categorized. The very last section is where you can put tools and websites for your students to go to, so website links that you wish. And that is the new student user interface for the Focus 2 program that is coming very soon. Thanks and have a great day.